What's your height?
Me, I am 5'5.5" or 165 centimeters.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
How long are you staying in London?
Until June, and then I will be traveling around Europe and the States for 2 months, and then I will go back to Korea in August/September.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, that's him.
What's your MBTI?
I'm an ENFP, but I feel like I'm more introverted now. I feel like I'm like half-half, you know? Why are you walking so fast?
What are you studying?
I'm studying political science. Well, so I'm a political science and international relations major. I actually wanted to do like media communications and business.
What's your favorite dessert?
Probably gelato.
What flavor gelato?
I like salted caramel.
English or Korean?
English.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Dancing or singing?
Dancing.
Protagonist or sidekick?
Protagonist. I think everyone should be a protagonist of their own lives, no?
Be embarrassed or be afraid?
Be embarrassed.
Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
How would you look at a relationship that lasted a long time that didn't end really well?
Relationships in its essence don't last forever, but I think the takeaways and the lessons that you learn from this relationship last forever.
How do you adapt to new places?
I think there are some things that are universal and don't know any boundaries, and I would say some of these things would be like kindness, politeness, and smiling. And I think for some of the more culture-specific characteristics or attributes that you do have to learn to fully adapt to a new place, the best thing would be to stop talking and listen more. You get more value from less talking and more listening.
What are the best and worst things about living abroad?
The worst thing is the cost. The cost of living, it's expensive, but the best thing would be everything else.
What are you most proud of?
Honestly, just having survived to this day. I think it's the journey and the entire process that matters, and I don't think all of that can be reduced or minimized to a single day or an accomplishment. Being proud of yourself is a very subjective thing. Some days when I do feel more depressed and less motivated, I might be proud of myself just for getting out of bed. And some days when I do feel more competent and capable, I might be proud of myself for having a very good, productive day. But I would say, to answer your question, some of the things that I'm more proud of would be being independent, really loving myself, and just being my best company.
How much sleep do you get?
I try to get a full 7 to 8 hours. I think a lot of people assume that I don't get much sleep because I seemingly have a busy life, but I try to get a lot of sleep because rest is important. Do you have any book recommendations? The first one would be Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. It's a story about his life, his journey through love, friendships, and also founding Nike, obviously. It taught me a lot about what 100% commitment and passion might look like. And unlike a lot of these self-help books that are like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, Phil Knight is like, this is how I did it, and maybe you can do it too. And then the second book recommendation would be Between Calm and Passion, and it's by a Japanese author, but the story takes place in Duomo in Italy. It's also a fiction book, a love story, and it also gave me the words to describe pain and love, emotions that I wouldn't really know how to articulate to myself. The third book would be Letter to My Daughter by Maya Angelou. Her writing is incredible. This is another really meaningful book that is very touching and very heartfelt. And here are some books on my current wish list. This is called Men Without Women, and actually one of my subscribers recommended me this book. Another book that I wanted to read was How to Kill Your Family. So I wanted to buy these books, but I'm also smart with money, and this is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, Karma. Thank you so much, Karma, for sponsoring this part of the video. So I downloaded Karma, which is an all-in-one shopping assistant that automatically helps you shop smart and save time and money. It is a free app and Google Chrome extension which automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes for you at checkout. Like, I was actually able to get a discount on this book because Karma found a coupon for me, so I was able to get 10% off of Men Without Women. It also helps you plan and organize your shopping by saving the items that you like from over 50,000 stores into shopping lists. You'll also get real-time price updates from items that you save. So Karma notified me when there was a sale going on at Waterstone, so I was able to get a discount from this book. And you also earn cashback, which is pretty nice. So if you're interested, you can download Karma's free Chrome extension in time to shop spring sales by clicking the download link in my description box. And back to the Q&A.
How do you relax?
I like to self-isolate, not talk to anyone, turn my phone off, read, watch a movie, drink some wine, and I like to just stay in bed.
Do people look weird at you in public when you're vlogging?
I don't think so. Like, why would they?
How do you start a YouTube channel?
You just have to do it. It's important to not be afraid of embarrassing yourself. I think if I cared about what everyone thought about me starting a channel or making videos, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Trust the process. Stop caring about what other people think. And no one expects you to be perfect when you're just beginning, you know? So don't put all that pressure on yourself. Throw away all the perfectionism and just do it. Good morning, everybody. I will be attempting to finish another section of this Q&A. There has been construction going on literally right across the hallway for over a week, and it's not just the construction noise, but it's also the workers just playing music really loudly and yelling at each other and just being really, really loud. But we're just gonna push through. That's why this Q&A is kind of all over the place, but let's just get into it. Do you ever want to settle down and get married and have kids? Yes, I do. I want my own family. What job will you be pursuing after your studies? What is your life plan? What do you want to do in the future? There's just so many questions about the future. I don't know. I don't know myself. Do you know? I don't know. And that's okay. We will just see. You know, I have a whole life ahead of me. I don't need to figure everything out right now. I'm still 20. I'm very young. I'm still learning. I'm on the way. We'll figure it out as we go. Also, I just kind of woke up and Jefferson just went back to New York. So I was crying earlier, but how do you stop comparing yourself with others? There were a lot of questions like this. I struggle with this myself too. It's something that everyone experiences. So maybe that's good. Maybe it's a reminder that everyone feels like they compare themselves with other people. Even the most confident, most self-assured people do that every once in a while. But whenever I feel like I'm comparing myself with other people, I remind myself that we're all so different and we only see the highlights of their lives. And it's also helpful to remind yourself of all the things that you're proud of about yourself. Like, what are your strengths? Like, what did you achieve? What did you accomplish? And because we live with ourselves, we are so well aware of all the ups and downs that we personally go through. But then for other people, it's pretty rare that we see their downs. We basically only see their ups, and then we make a judgment about their entire character and them as a person just based on the ups. So reminding yourself that we are all human and we all go through similar things. We all go through ups and downs. We all have anxieties. We all have worries and doubts and insecurities. We're all human. Like, you're not the only one going through this. We all go through this. I also got a lot of questions about, do you feel lonely? How does it feel living alone? How did you move to a completely new city all by yourself? I think just the way that my parents raised me, they pushed me to be a very independent person, intentionally or not. I had a very strong support system of my very close friends, but a lot of the problems that you go through in life, you deal with them on your own. Like, you are the one that has to go through them and deal with them and solve them and experience them. So I would just remind myself that we're in this alone in the most comforting way, and that is not something that should scare you. That is the truth. And I think there's a very big difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is something that describes the physical state, and being lonely is something that describes the emotional or the mental state. Everything is about mindset. Mindset changes everything. Maybe when you're alone and you start feeling loneliness, maybe try to make that more productive and try to figure out where that feeling is exactly coming from. Is it because you're not reaching out to people? Is it because you're kind of shy and you feel like you can't get close to people? Identify what it is that makes you feel that way or makes you feel uncomfortable and do something about it. Come up with some concrete solutions to get yourself out of that feeling. Maybe it's a mindset shift. I also feel lonely sometimes. I felt lonely last month. I was realizing that I'm kind of in the city. I'm not a local, I'm not a tourist, I'm not really a student anymore, school's over. Like, I just feel like I don't have a purpose here. Like, I'm literally just living here. I felt kind of out of place and in this big city. Also because I have been moving around, it's always a process of adapting, adjusting, meeting new people, befriending new people, and at times it can be tiring and draining. And sometimes I'm jealous of people who have been born and raised in the same city, they're in the same place with all their childhood friends, their family and everything. You know, they have a very strong sense of home. It's not like I don't have a sense of home, but it's very different, and it's hard to relate to people in that very specific way of feeling like this place is my home. We're all different, we're all unique, we all have our different set of experiences and circumstances. So, and the current situation that I'm in is construction going on as I'm trying to film this video. Next, are you a religious person? No, I'm not. I'm atheist. Do you have anxiety, depression, mental health issues? And if you do, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? We're all trying to figure out how to deal with it. I did experience said mental health issues since 9th grade, since I was like 13, 14. I've never opened up about my mental health, but I do think it's important to talk about it because I think talking about it more destigmatizes it. I actually started therapy for the first time last month. I would experience anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Some of these things, like, you can't really blame yourself for, but I think something really good would be learning how to be really nice to yourself and just knowing what makes you relax. Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm dealing with too, so I think the best thing I could do is let you know that you're not the only one going through this, and people who are highly functioning, you know, seemingly have a great life and are productive and seem happy. There's a lot that we don't share with other people, and especially maybe in an online space with a lot of people watching, but it's something that we all go through and it's more common than you think. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. How is it so effortless for you? I'm 19 and have never felt more directionless. Yeah, I mean, it's all normal. Like, there's so many things that we can do in this life. There's so much we can do. We're told we can be anything, we can do anything, and that this world is a meritocracy, but it's not. And we have limits, but like the illusion of endless choice makes us feel like, oh, we have more freedom and therefore we will be happier, but that's not necessarily true. We feel so directionless. We feel anxious about what we want to do and what we could do and what we have to do, and that's fine. That's not entirely our fault. It's okay. It's okay to feel directionless. We all do. People with the most direction also feel directionless at times. When did you start your YouTube channel? August 2020, I believe. And then someone also asked, how fast do you think your channel blew up? It took me 14 months to get 10,000 subscribers, and then it took me 3 months to get 100k. It took me another 3 to 4 months to get 200k. I don't know, it's just the algorithm. So many of my videos had such little views for like 6-7 months, and then all of a sudden the algorithm is like, okay, you're gonna be my next golden child, and then it just pushes it. And that's just how I grew. I don't think your videos have to do well immediately if you're taking a different approach. As long as you really believe in your videos and you think that they're good, they will do well at one point. With YouTube, we believe that the success of our channel is very strongly tied to the performance of our videos, the number of subscribers we have. So it's easy to get tied up with the numbers. And then there's also the algorithm that no one really understands, so that adds another layer of complexity, but whatever. Like, that's out of our control. We can do what is within our control, which is making high quality videos and being consistent with it. That is something we can control. What we cannot control is the algorithm and how well our videos will do. I just believe in patience in everything, patience in self-growth, patience in your career. So it's just a matter of time. What do you do for a living? I just do YouTube. Opinion on hookup culture? You do you, bestie. No judgments here. What do you do when you're in a funk, and what do you do to feel motivated again? Rest, journal, literally don't do anything. When you have all of these pent-up emotions, the more you try to distract yourself away from it, the more you try to suppress them, the stronger they become. So it's the most efficient to just deal with it right now. For example, if you deal with this now, it's going to take you 2 weeks. But if you suppress it and you're like, oh, I have so much work to do right now, later in the future, it's going to take you years of therapy to deal with it. Do you have aspirations that you want to achieve before age 30? Yes, but I also try not to really think about that. I don't think age should be a benchmark that dictates what kind of accomplishments, what kind of things you have had achieved by that certain age. Everyone goes at their own pace, you know. I also believed that I had to achieve this and that by a certain age, and I had to be doing this, I had to be doing that, but we all go at our own pace. Love thyself. Love the pace that you're going at. You can go fast, you can go slow. Pace is all very subjective, and just try not to compare yourself with others. You can be 70 and go to college. People become presidents at 40. Some people become presidents at 70. People get married at age 18. People get married at age 57. It's just life. It doesn't matter. Like, we just live. It doesn't matter when we do it. How not to give a shit about other people? You should care about what other people think about you, because if you don't, we would have a very hostile and cold society. I think we need to make a clear distinction here. So please do care about others. Please do have empathy and compassion. Give up your bus seat to the elderly or little kids. Let other people skip the line in front of you at the grocery store if they only have one item. Do care about people in that aspect, but disregard their opinion of you. I think that's what the question is talking about, how to not care about what other people think about you. Like, why does it matter? The world is huge, and there's like, what, 9 billion people on this planet. I think your world can seem small from time to time because of, you know, the little bubble that you're in, the little echo chamber that you're in on social media and with your friends and your community, your neighborhood or whatever. Like, if you take into consideration of every little thing that people are going to think about you, that just like does not make logical sense to me. And you also have to remember that people don't actually give a shit about you. We are all the protagonists of our own narrative. Like, I am in the center of my universe. You are in the center of your universe. We're all just too busy thinking about ourselves. Do you think the people who just saw you for 1 minute of your life have a fully comprehensive, logical, valid opinion of you? Are you going to live your life based on what other people think about you? Like, it's literally your life. So yes, a balance between compassion and empathy, but also prioritizing yourself, because you are the only person that really matters in your life. Next question, how to handle university, business contacts, and connections. I think the most important thing is just working on yourself, because I just think people come and go. I just don't think you should put too much emphasis or value on these people. Put all of that focus on yourself. But then there's also the other perspective that connections really help with getting a job, but I personally haven't felt like connections were that important. I rather just do it myself. Like, if I want something, I'd rather do it myself. I would not like to rely on someone else to get something done or make something happen. Just do it yourself. When you become a high quality person, you start attracting high quality people as well. So just focus on yourself. Just you do you, and everything else will just be a byproduct, I guess. Okay, I think that will be the end of this video. I'm glad that I finally got to film everything. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in some questions, and also thank you so much for 200,000 people. 200,000 people. I wouldn't have been where I am right now today without all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.